wrong way, right? So it's the lockdown, right? So utilizing the lockdown is not a way to keep your opponent from passing your guard. It's actually a tool that we should be using to create space, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys what the lockdown looks like. All right, so the lockdown, just like when we were okay, the lockdown, just like when we were switching legs before, I'm gonna switch my legs, right? This foot's gonna go underneath, and I'm gonna have my lockdown, okay? You see that? So, again, we were here, right? I cleared the space for my foot to go in, right? My foot goes in there. And I'm gonna lock his foot into position, all right? So when I use the lockdown, guys, I use the lockdown to rock my opponent back and forth. This puts a lot of stress on him, so if he's trying to move forward, it hurts his leg, all right? So when you have the lockdown in, right, and they're trying to escape it, right, so I'm gonna utilize that lockdown to my advantage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my hands, and I'm gonna pull my knees to my chest when I get the lockdown. So I pull my knees to my chest, and I rotate my opponent back and forth, all right? So from here, right, and then here, now I've got my underhook back, right? So I go one way and then the other, okay? So we utilize the lockdown as a tool, not to hold our opponent from passing our guard, but when we utilize it properly and we pull our knees to our chest, we can utilize it to create a lot of space because it puts a lot of pressure on their leg, all right? So I'm gonna show you guys how to lock it in one more time. So we're flattened out in this position, right? So we showed the little escape where we pull our knee out the bottom and we make the switch. Now, look guys, whenever I make any type of switch, I can't just take my foot out, right? Because I'm gonna get my guard back, all right? So this foot has to remain on top. I just need to create enough space for my foot to go in between there, right? Once my foot goes in between, this foot is now gonna go underneath his leg, and then I'm gonna utilize this foot to create the lock. See, the bottom foot creates the lock. So the bottom foot slides into place, and that puts the lock on the ankle, right? Now I have the lockdown in position, right? So he's hanging on to me. I'm going to pull my knees to my chest, and I'm going to rotate him away from me so I can create space. He has the underhook right now. I don't want him to have that underhook anymore. So I'm going to pull him up, and I'm going to rotate in that direction, right? If I want to and he overreacts, I can try to sweep him from here, but most of the time he's going to try to come back to me, so I'm going to come back, and now I'm definitely in a much better position, okay? So utilizing the lockdown, rotate one side, rotate the other. Remember, they are going to react. They're not going to just let you throw them over there, so they're going to try to get back on top of you, right? So utilizing your lockdown and pulling your opponent back and forth is the key to having a good lockdown position, and utilizing the escape a really top heavy side control, or half guard lock, okay? So again, I got to create space. So I move my foot, I stick my heel into place there. This foot's now going to go underneath the ankle, and then I create my lock. All right, so from there, once I've got my lock in place, I'm going to pull my knees to my chest, holding the lock, knees come to the chest, rotate my opponent. As he tries to correct, I'm going to rotate, come up, and start attacking from there. Okay, so again, use your hands and the lockdown together, but you'll feel it when you have it locked. If they can just slip their foot out, you don't have it in there properly. Okay, so make sure that when you put your foot underneath there, that this foot comes in and supports it and creates the lock. You'll feel it. Ask them to take their foot out. If they can't take their foot out, then you got it locked. Now, once I've got it locked, I can't let go of the lock. So when I go to pull my knees together, if I move my feet, it's gonna unlock, okay? So I need to just pull my knees, okay? See, my feet stay still in the locked position. They're locked around the ankle, okay? So I need to just make sure I pull my knees, rotate this way, pull my knees, rotate that way. That's the movement that we're doing right now, is this and this, okay? And when you do that successfully, you're gonna create a lot of space and be able to get out from underneath them when you get the lockdown on there. Everybody got it?
Sure.
All right, let's do it on 3. 1, 2, 3.